So welcome to this video. My name is Alex and I'd like to talk to you about fear. Because fear is one of the most damaging things to us as human beings. It paralyzes us, it distorts our perspective of reality, it deludes us essentially. Fear is the greatest delusion. Because the truth is, when you are in harmony with life, when you are open to the currents of life, to the force of universal goodness, which exists, which some people call God, when you're open to that force and you allow yourself to be in a positive state, which means at peace, not anxious, not stressed, but calm, relaxed, optimistic. When you experience that feeling of positivity, which comes when we relax, when we stop worrying, we stop stressing, we stop hurrying, but we slow down, we breathe and we relax, we allow peace to return to our body. So we feel it. It's not just an idea, but we feel more peaceful. Then, for a start, we can't be afraid when we're in a state of peace, and that goes without saying. When our body is relaxed, when our muscles are relaxed, there can be no fear, because fear is tension. When we're afraid, there is a state of tension in our body and ultimately in our heart. It's impossible to be in a relaxed state and to be afraid at the same time. Physically impossible. And if you observe yourself, you'll notice this, that the moment you become afraid of something, you tense up because you don't want to experience it. You want to resist that thing you're thinking about, that fearful thought. Your body treats it as if it's real, and it tenses up in resistance to protect itself. And your heart tenses up. So when we have a life with a lot of fear, when we're afraid of lots of things, when we're always worrying about tomorrow, about the next year, about bad things happening to us or the people we love, or it doesn't matter what we're afraid of, to be honest with you. It can be the smallest thing or it can be the greatest thing. Fear is fear. And we feel it as contraction and tension in our body. Even if it's just worrying what your friends are going to say about you, if you're going to be judged by somebody, or if you're worrying about the apocalypse, the body's response is the same. It's this tensing up, resisting, and the heart contracting. So the first thing we have to understand is that we need to relax our body. You can't deal with fear and not deal with the tension. You have to deal with the state of tension in your body if you want to deal with fear. If you ignore the state of your body, if you ignore what's going on in your body, then you will not be able to address the amount of fear in your life, and you'll not be able to respond in a proactive and positive way to the fear that gets a grip on all of us at varying times, various times in our life, various times during our day. Fear is part of life, and we don't need to change that. We don't need to change the fact that fear is always approaching us and wanting us to believe in it. Fear wants us to believe in what it's telling us. And what we need to get used to doing is noticing the voice of fear, which is always in here. It's always in here. It's that worrying thought, that anxious thought about anything. We hear the voice of fear, and we say, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to stay in peace. So we allow our body to remain relaxed. We relax our muscles, we relax our shoulders, we make sure our heart is not tense, we relax our heart. And that takes practice, but you can do it. With practice you can do it. Put your hand on your heart. When you're stressed, take a few deep breaths, and allow your body to relax, allow your heart to relax, and you say, this is what I want, this is the reality I choose, this is how I want to feel. So I'm going to ignore those fearful thoughts. I'm going to ignore you, all you thoughts that want me to be in a state of tension, a state of anxiety, a state of worry. I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to remain in a state of peace. I'm going to choose peace. Instead of choosing to listen to you and be afraid and worry, I'm going to come back to my body, I'm going to stop listening to you, and I'm going to bring relaxation back into my body. Because there is no more powerful way in the universe. The most powerful way to affirm your safety, affirm your security, affirm that all is well, is to relax your body. That is the ultimate statement, the most profound statement of safety and security, is to relax. Because tension is a statement of fear. Tension is a statement of threat and danger. That's what tension is. It's part of the fight or flight mechanism. We tense up. And so, conversely, the most powerful statement of faith and trust and safety is to relax your body. Please let this sink in. Please take this to heart. Please ponder and meditate on what I'm telling you here. You can't be free of fear until you learn how to be free of tension in your body. It's impossible. You will only be free of fear once you notice your body's tendency to tense up, until you notice how fear manifests in your body. Once you start to observe that and notice it and change it, that means bringing in or choosing relaxation instead of tension. Once you notice that and start making that change, then you will be the master of fear. The only way that fear masters us is it wants us listening to its voice in here. It wants to keep us in here, in our mind, because it's a merry-go-round. And all the time we're on that merry-go-round, we're ignoring what's happening here in our heart and in our body. We're not aware of the tension that's got a grip on us. We're lost in this reality, in the labyrinth of thoughts, and we're not aware of what's going on here. Back in the terrain of our emotional landscape, we're not aware. So that's what we most importantly, most urgently need to address, is how we feel, and allow relaxation to reign supreme in our body. Because we want a life with less tension, more relaxation. Because tension is resistance, and resistance is fear. They are the same thing. And the fear starts with a thought, a vision of something, an image of something you don't want, an idea of something you don't want to happen. It's always in the future. It's always projecting the future. And then it makes our body tense up, and our body responds to that thought. So don't try and deal with it in here. Just stay in your body. Don't mess around in that complicated realm of confusion and misinformation. Stay with your body. Choose relaxation. Choose deep breaths. Choose peace. Choose to inhabit your body and ignore those voices, those negative, fear-inspiring voices, and stay in reality, which is the peace you feel in your body. Okay, thank you for listening to this talk. I wish you well, and God bless you.